we'll let you know tomorrow.
Good evening, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Peyton Jenkins. 2018 Gala. Hope everybody's enjoyed a good night. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome.
Okay, everybody. All right, let's get this thing started. We're right here. It's a little bit after. I'm sorry. I apologize. Typically, it's me and Peyton that is doing the show, but we can't wait on Peyton, okay? He's habitually late. He never makes it on time. We've got food waiting over there, so we're just going to get things started. He can jump in whenever he's ready. I'm Keith Boyd, and welcome to the New Bern Civic Theater 2018 Gala. Hey, Peyton, how you doing? So, we got a big evening planned, the 50th. What are you doing here?
I started the show already.
But
It was time.
yeah, but that means you were on time.
Yeah.
How?
Look, when you produced a show and assistant directed and now directed, you've got to be on time to places.
You've changed.
I know, it's scary.
It's okay, it's okay. Because we all, yeah, this is for a transition, because we all change in some way in the theater. I look around this room, I see lots of friends I've made through the theater. As everybody here knows, of course, I got my fiancée through the theater. Somewhere I'm in trouble. But no, we met in this theater. Our first date, part of it was here at the theater. I actually proposed to her after a Sweeney Todd rehearsal on this stage. And I look around this room and I see so many people whom I connect so much with every step of our relationship. We're getting married at the end of June this year. That's going to happen. I want to thank you all for being such a vital part in our relationship and our growth as a couple throughout all this time. And I was wondering if y'all wouldn't mind assisting in one more thing. Would it be okay if y'all were in our engagement photo? All right. Just half the ball. No, he's there. Okay. All right.
Come on!
And my darling fiancée Rachel, give him a hand, everybody.
Good. Make it about you.
This is that was time. So this is the 50th anniversary of New Bern Civic Theater. 50 years of community theater made by the community for the community. This night tonight, we're going to give out some awards. We're going to see some performances from the past year. Tonight is our way of thanking you, the volunteer, each and every one of you, for your countless hours of volunteer time and talent and enthusiasm to make this place what it is, a place where I can find a fiancé and where people can come here. It's all about me. But a place where we can all grow and become this amazing unit that makes amazing things happen in this community. So what do you say we get started looking back on our 50th season?
Yeah. All right, so our season started with Bonnie and Clyde. I believe we have our performers coming backstage already. We had a little bit of a hiccup in the beginning of our year. Does everybody remember? We kind of lost a weekend due to some weather. That wasn't the last time that happened. That was a bit of a mess, but it's okay. We still pulled it out. We still had a fantastic show. We had talented people that wanted the show to work well, and it was awesome. There they are. Look at them. Coming up like good little actors are supposed to be. So, without further ado, directed by names? Patrick Bliss and produced by Lauren Taylor. Bonnie and Clyde.
such loving life.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for Alan Andrews, Clyde, and Nathan Bowman, I think I see some movement, but I'm going to ask if our people from The Wiz, who are probably lined up in the back right now, as I see, if you could get into place, fantastic. All right. Our February production was the amazing, spectacular, huge production of The Wiz. Directed by John Van Dyke, produced by Alex Ranieri, and music directed by Brandon Banks. Huge production numbers, amazing special effects, amazing costumes, and of course none of it began to even eclipse the talent we had on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this musical performance by The Wiz.
He's on down the road. He's on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be alone. Come on, he's on down. 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 He's on down the road.
Now to present the Junior Stagecraft Award to Nadre Bell and Nora Blaylock.
How's everybody doing tonight? So we have the privilege of presenting my favorite award, the Junior Stagecraft Award. So this award is presented to a young performer under the age of 14 who demonstrates not only ability but has an understanding of good stage technique. And also, they are a part of the theater team. This young person has an attitude that plays a huge role in the theater community. The recipient has shown an exemplary attitude and a firm grasp of the theater craft.
So this year, the award goes to someone that I've worked with a couple times this year, actually. And the thing I love most about this person is their constant positivity. They do not come to a rehearsal or come into a room without lighting it up. There's never a no or I can't. They simply respond with a fit of giggles. This person is such a joy to have in any cast or camp group. So, this year, the award goes to someone who, by the way, is a fantastic rapper.
Amazing.
Special skill.
Best I've ever seen. Ready?
Morgan
Cook.
perform in front of each and every one of you, so just thank you so much.
Okay, our next production in 2018, mere weeks after The Wiz, was Madagascar. Turned the stage around from the magical land of Oz to the zoo in New York. Central Park Zoo, that's where it is. And directed by Sierra DiNapoli, produced by Abir Ascar, and then music directed by Denandre Bell. Are Madagascar people in place? Okay, well then we'll come now. What else did I love about Madagascar? It had animals. That's fun. I like that. There was the musical number with the dancing stakes. When else did you see that this year? And cute kids. I mean, some of them. Most of them. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast of Madagascar.
The Pat Hurtin Award, Will Wheeler and Braden Welsh. Once again, Angelina has asked Will and I to do something we are not prepared or qualified to do. Like acting, or singing, or dancing, or directing. Kidding aside, we have both been a part of the Sax graduate program for as long as we could do it, and in recent years we've been able to be a part of the production team. We're here to present the Pat Hurtin Award, an award to honor a person aged 14 to 18 who has shown character, talent, and work ethic beyond what is expected of someone in that age range. Tonight's recipient exemplifies these behaviors not only in how they carry themselves on stage, but backstage. I've gotten a chance to work with this person during theater camps, during stagehand shows, but most recently when I got the pleasure of directing them during Bring It On. I didn't really know this person, but I got to know them during Bring It On, and they were really cool, and I've been really happy to see them grow, like not only through the duration of Bring It On, but in the last couple months, and even, this year when we saw them in Charlie Brown. So we'd like you guys to help us welcome this person to the stage by giving them a drum roll. The Pat Hurtin Award for 2019 goes to Casey Walker.
Andre, Jamie, Naraya, friends, everybody, Marley, everybody, and my biggest supporter, my mom.
Our next presentation focuses on summer here at the New Bern City Theater. Every summer we do a children's workshop. Not only is it for the young people in our theater, but it's presented by younger people within our theater as well. This year it was directed by Noah Otten, music directed by Denadre Bell, and then had a whole slew of interns that they'll happily shake your hand afterwards and tell you who they are, because I can't remember them all right now. But to remember back on that camp and all the work they do, let me mention this. It's 2 weeks of camp, and in those 2 weeks, not only are they learning about stagecraft, makeup, acting, blocking, everything under the sun when it comes to stage, at the end of those 2 weeks, they came up with a 2-hour show. They had a 2-hour show. It takes us adults 3 months to do that. So let's look back on that amazingly produced 2-hour show, The Summer Camp.
I would like to extend a special thank you for the people running the tech for us tonight. Jenkins. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. Now to present the Tom Landon Technical Achievement Award, Neil Oliver and Cliff Nielsen.
There's so many stage managers of the past that we hold fondly in our hearts, like Cliff. Yeah. We all know the names of
in the past.
In the past.
I don't get to do it anymore.
No, it's done. After you, that was the bet. You won. You're out.
Sorry, Alan.
But tech goes so unrecognized so often because if it's done well, we don't recognize that it even happened. So this award is to recognize someone who has worked with us over the past years and has...
Many years.
Yes, many years.
Many years.
Would you like to say a few words about our...
The heat is on!
The heat is on! Yes, the heat is on! But this young man started working at the theater. He came in with his mother, as many of us are legacy theater people. He came in and started hanging out in the shadows, and then continued to hang out in the shadows in a more official way as a technical person, and had always answered the call when someone was in need of a spotlight operator, a board operator. Most recently, he also served as a chef for My Fair Lady. And it is with great pleasure we would like to present this award to Nathan Blake.
Good at speeches, but I'm just going to say thank you everyone for all your support over the past 5 years I've been involved in theater.
That's the shortest speech you're going to hear tonight.
Boy, Nate. All right, and now we're going to focus on our May production of 2018, Sweeney Todd. Pause for applause. It was okay. All right. Directed by a hack fraud, and produced by the amazingly talented Nancy Hitchcock and Jesse Moore, and music directed by Tyler Griffin. And I also want to point out, as I'm sure most of you in this room know, and everybody that was involved in Sweeney Todd is well aware, that the music is incredibly difficult in that show. So I also want to point out our assistant music director, Sarah Heminger, and our, I don't hear the music, and our vocal producer, David Chadwick. Give them a round of applause as well. Now please hold your applause for these two people.
Are you going to kill me?
Me.
No! We're not going to kill you.
Not
again. I didn't do this type of show.
But I have some awesome recipes for you to try out later. Lovely bits of Clark.
Maybe for a lark.
Then again, they're sweet if you like it cheap and you like it dark. Try the fun and see peak of his career.
That looks pretty right.
Well, he drank another thing cashier. Never really sold. Maybe it was old.
Have you any people?
Next week, so I'm told. Beetle isn't bad till you smell it and notice how well it's been greased. Stick to grease.
Barbershop flashbacks all over again. All right, and now welcoming to the stage to present the Artistic Achievement Award, John Van Dyke.
Hello. I am lucky enough to present the Artistic Achievement Award. This is an award that goes to someone who achieves great artistic things. There are so many of you out there, it's hard to tell who to call on. But when I direct a show, I'm always lucky if someone comes along who has this amazing instinct, who has a collaborative spirit, and who I know is going to do wonderful things without me having to tell them what to do all the time. So I had the experience of working with this person, and I was extremely lucky. I'm out of breath from running all the way up here. I was extremely lucky to work with this beautiful person who inspired the cast, who inspired me, inspired the show to be better than it would have been because of his creations. And his name is Quentin Bunch.
Man, of course I can't think of
of a single thing to say other than I was so inspired watching you guys perform again, and I just remembered what an incredible opportunity it was to be involved with that production and to get to know all of you, and I've made friends that I'll remember forever. A lot of you are sitting right here. Obviously, I want to thank John, and I want to thank Angelina, and I want to thank Rena and Jason and Laurie, who were all so important in helping me. I couldn't have done it by myself. And also my boyfriend Raymond, who's right over here. He literally did so much to help me. We were talking in the car on the way here, making pom-poms. We made, I don't know how many pom-poms for the hats. He was sewing, he was hot gluing sequins, he was cutting out feathers out of felt, so I couldn't have done it without him. And thank you all so much. Appreciate it.
And now presenting the Volunteer of the Year Award, please welcome to the stage Tammy Sadler and Cliff Nielsen.
Volunteer of the Year Award. That's like a big deal. A big deal. Because everybody here is a volunteer. Let's give it up for Peyton and for, what's his name? The people up in the booth that are not enjoying the show, they're up there snacking. They're volunteers. The people that do the sets and all this stuff, they're all volunteers. In a room full of volunteers. We're going to give an award to the best volunteer. Wow. There's going to be a lot of people who don't get an award. There's
a lot of volunteers in this room.
There is. What can you tell me about volunteers?
Well, if I haven't grabbed all of you yet to fill out one of my papers, there's some in the lobby that I'll get. Because that's how I got this person. I kind of ran after them and said, you look like you might want to help out here. And they did. And I said, now you have to stay. You're part of our family, and we got you.
There are a couple of ways that we can do this presentation tonight. We can, and we're going to let you all vote. We can, A, drop gentle hints, and you can turn to the person next to you and say, did you know who it is? I don't know who it is. And then we'll call the name out, and you can say, oh, I do it all the time. I knew it was them. You can do that. Or we can just bring this person up, announce them, bring them up, and have them stand here while we talk about them. So we're going to vote. This is a democratic thing. You get to vote. So drop gentle hints, and then give it away. Round of applause.
Hey.
All right. Bring this, announce this person, bring them up. Pretty close. All right, Tammy, you want to make the announcement? Go ahead. You know who it is, right?
Right down there? I know who it is. I know who it is. Let's welcome to the stage, Tom Schindler.
Talk about you, but let's talk about me for a while. This past year, I got to be part of 2 huge shows that don't happen without volunteers. Sweeney Todd. Who saw Sweeney Todd? That was an incredible build that we did on this stage. Right? We built the giant cube that was revolving. We built the chair. We built the trapdoor. We built up the stage 8 inches so that you didn't see any of that. And we did this all so that it would be safe. Somebody came in almost every day. What time do you want me tomorrow? 9 o'clock? I'll be here. What time do you want me tomorrow? 10 o'clock? I'll be here. Every day. He was here as much as I was. And because it was a difficult build, and I had a lot of good people building it, I would say, you know, we ought to do this like this. And some people would say, I got a better idea. And they were right. I always go with the better ideas. And then he joined the stage crew, and we revolved back, and the cube turning back and forth. Okay, for the next one, we turn the cube 1.5 turns clockwise, and then the next time we turn it a quarter turn counterclockwise, then we come back 3/4 of a turn clockwise, and then another quarter of a turn clockwise every show. Then he took the summer off, but we came back to do My Fair Lady. Yeah. Woo! Unsung hero helps build the stage and then moves the couch on the stage, moves the couch on, moves the couch on. Making sure that they hit those spike marks every night in dark. And he got to appear on stage. You didn't know that, did you?
No, we're still in arbitration over that one.
Right. And I'm going to do my best impression of him during Sweeney Todd. Look at the cue. And of course, in My Fair Lady, the lights came up a little early during one of the shows, and this was Tom on stage. I've gotten to present this award 3 times now. This is my 3rd time. Each time I've gotten to give it to somebody who, number 1, really deserved it. Good choice, Angelina. Good choice. Number 2 was here consistently all the time. The most important thing is it goes to somebody that I like to think of as a friend. So, I'm going to have him come up here in just a minute. I'm going to give you your blocking notes. You all know your blocking notes. When I bring him up here, that's the point where you stand up, clap, and give him a standing ovation. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, Volunteer of the Year, Tom Schindler.
Just want to thank everybody in the theater that they've made me feel so welcome, and it's really been a team effort on everything we've done. Really enjoyed working with everyone, and I hope to keep working with the New Bern Civic Theater. So thank you.
All right. In July, our Sax Bradbury players took cheers from the audience to the stage. We're going to perform one more time for you. The cast of Bring It On. on some Shakespeare. This time we gave it a little bit more of a modern twist. It was so much fun to see these people on stage. I was personally involved as the producer. We had a fabulous director, Meredith McKee, and
It's a wonder you're still talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Oh, could the world buy such jewels?
I will assume thy part in some disguise and tell fair hero, I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force, and strong encounter of my amorous tale.
Hand in hand in sad conference, I went me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
That young startup Claudio hath all the glory of my overthrow, and if I can cross him in any way, I count myself blessed every way.
Why then your visor should be fat.
He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from it. She is no equal for his birth, and you may do the part of an honest man in it.
I pray you, where is he? He is the prince's fool, a very dull jester.
Take with me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and may grace say amen to it.
To bring Signor Benedict and Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, I would fain have an action, I doubt not, but to fashion it, if you three would minister such assistance as I will give direction. Your niece, Beatrice, being in love with Signor Benedict.
Against my will, I'm sent. Come bid thee come to dinner. There's a double meaning in that.
Our talk must be of how Benedict is second love with Beatrice.
And therefore certainly it were not good she knew of his love, lest she make a sport of it.
No glory lives behind the backs of such. And Benedict? Love on.
Keep an eye about Signor Leonardo's door, for the wedding being tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight.
Offer them instances that shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret hero, hear Margaret term me Claudio. Bring them this very night before the intended marriage.
There, Leonardo. Take her back again.
Why had I won? Why wast thou ever lovely in my eyes? And mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine I was proud on. So much that I myself was not mine valuing of her.
That any man with me met last night at unmet hours of that yesternight, I may change the exchange of words with any creature and refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
She dying, as it must be so maintained, upon the instant she was accused. When he shall hear she died upon his word, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination.
I do love nothing in the world so much as you.
Is that not strange?
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio. Bear her in hand until they come to take hands. And then with public accusation uncover slander and Mexicated rigor. Oh God, that I were a man, I would ass out of the marketplace.
It is said that you are false knaves. And will be proved so shortly. Let's say for yourselves.
You're an ass. You're an ass.
But I will reach down ass.
You are a villain. I jest not.
In spite of your heart, I think, poor heart, I will not love that which man hates.
You and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
Pardon, goddess of the night, those that slew thy virgin knight, for the which with songs of woe round about her tomb they go.
My brother hath a daughter almost a copy of my child that's dead. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Another hero.
Nothing certainter. One hero died defiled, but I do live.
Hardly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
I will stop your mouth.
Okay, my round of applause. Who here has done Shakespeare? That's like a whole, that's like acting in a language you don't know. So kudos to them, because I could actually understand what was going on. Kudos to y'all. So our next award is the President's Award, and the person presenting that is the president of both the New Bern Civic Theater Board of Directors and the Chad Satig Fan Club. Ladies and gentlemen, Chad Satig.
Theater something. One year you're hosting the event, and the next year you're sitting in the balcony. Thank you, Peyton Jenkins. See, we had to find something for him to do. All right, before we get to the President's Award, which I'm supposed to keep in 1 to 2 minutes, I may go off script. So. There's a group of individuals who volunteer daily, weekly, monthly. The carpet that you walk on, the seat you sit in, the facade, the lobby. I mean, you guys want new bathrooms, right? You want an additional bathroom? Our board of directors is a group that really never gets recognized. And I'm talking about guys like Knox Proctor, Keith Boyd, well, so much for Keith. Jay Perico, Alan Barber, Neil Oliver, George Oliver, Michelle Dove, Randy Hunter, and Susan Moffitt Thomas. If any of our board members are here, would you please stand up? So the President's Award is about an outstanding volunteer. You know, I mean, it can be anybody. It can be the ticket taker, it can be the usher, it can be somebody upstairs, a musician, actor, director, you know, producer. I mean, literally, it could be you. It could be you. It could be you. Nathan Coles, it's definitely not going to be you, but it could be you. Anyway, this year's recipient is a woman, again. Peyton, that does not include you. The first time I was ever on stage was 6 years ago. I didn't want to lie. I was afraid of public speaking. I seriously just didn't want to be up here. And during one of the auditions, well, not the auditions, but during the rehearsals, this particular woman came to me and she said, like, I know it's your first time, right? Yeah. And she said, you a little nervous? Yeah, very much. And she said, can I give you a word of advice? Like, oh, absolutely, please. So she put her hand on my shoulder and she said, I have a job to do. Now get the hell out of my way. So, for one of your favorite actresses and my favorite bully, Abigail Leffler.
Thank you, everyone. I didn't expect this, and I'll try not to cry. No guarantees. But, oh, sorry, I'll back off the mic, too. Thank you. Thank you to my husband. Thank you, my kids. Thank you to everybody. The one thing I've learned by doing theater for a amount of years is that it takes a family at home and here. And I'm very, very grateful to have both.
Whatever happened to the chat from 6 years ago? They didn't like talking. Anyway, now on to someone much more fabulous. The Executive Director's Award presented by Angelina Doyle.
Oh, I gotta tell you, teens are my favorite. Youth is my favorite. I do. I love you. I know I tell you all the time how much I can't stand you, but I do. I can't stand you. So many of us, as we get older, we hold on to our youth, but so often we find ourselves criticizing them. This is the one place where we admire, support our youth. They fascinate me with what they are able to do, how hard they work. The recipient this year holds a little special place in my heart because he's a big goofball. And I mean like goofball. There are times where I stop and stare at him, waiting for something silly to come out of his mouth. And I think everyone feels that way about him. But he's a hard worker. He's smart. He always steps in, and I think we are going to stop auditioning him because he seems to step in like a week before, 3 days before a show goes up. But he's still a goofball. And if you don't know him, inside the theater, he's phenomenal. He's chill. He kind of goes with the flow. But he's also an entrepreneur, which I think is awesome. And he knows how to reach out for help and ask the executive director to help him write a resume. He's willing to learn. We have our very own Spider-Man here. Is very well deserved. Jeremy Cassidy.
Angelina has been a big help. I've been doing theater for a year and like 7 months now. I've been in 10 shows at this point, so I didn't stop really. And I just have you guys to thank for making me fall in love with it because I want to be a film actor. And I was like, I don't want to do theater. It's sort of a waste of my time. It's not really what I want to do. And it wasn't. Look at me, 10 shows in, fell in love with it. It's been such a great learning experience. And Angelina Doyle always says that 8 steps before you step on the stage to get into character, and you're in character 8 steps when you leave. And I never did that. Sorry, great rule, didn't work for me. Instead, what I do before I go on stage, I like to ask God, man upstairs, to just help me put on a show that I can't even take credit for. You know? So this right here, I cannot take credit for this past year and 7 months or whatever. It's all due to what he's done for me. Everything that he put around me to help me achieve this award. Because no award belongs to one person. It belongs to the multitude of people that help that person get to where they are.
unusual things that have occurred in New Bern Civic Theater's 50th season. We have had 2 shows this past year that lost an entire weekend. Bonnie and Clyde lost its first weekend due to winter weather, snow, just terribleness occurring there. And unfortunately, our September show fell victim to Hurricane Florence. Our September show was the wonderfully imaginative and brilliantly executed Peter and the Starcatcher. Wonderful, inventive show. For those of you that got to see it, wonderful stuff. It was just pure imagination on the stage. About 15 people just playing a magnitude of characters, telling the story of Peter Pan, how he learned to fly, and how Captain Hook, I almost called him Captain Crook, but that's close enough. But amazing stuff that happened. What we're going to show you now, the director was Willie Sumner. Produced by Laura Wilson and music direction by Deanie Singleton. This show had it all. You had crocodiles on stage. You had mermaids singing, most of which were played by men, by the way. And what we're going to show you here is a promotional video that was put together here. It's got some interviews with some of the cast. It's got clips from the show. And ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the wonderful production of September, Peter and the Starcatcher.
So Peter and the Starcatcher is a play that's really the origin story of Peter Pan and the later years of Captain Hook.
But it gives a different spin on it. It really humanizes him, humanizes his experiences.
They go through this crazy adventure full of laughs and sad moments.
So it is about how Peter Pan found his identity and learned to fly.
How old are you?
How old are you?
13.
I'm 13.
I just remembered today's my birthday. I'm 15.
I describe it as Peter Pan meets Spamalot. If you like Monty Python, you'll definitely love the tone of the show.
Does he have a name?
The pirate captain we call Black Sam!
Hello?
You've got me, you've got 3 Lost Boys, and you have 9 other men who are playing the pirates, mermaids, and the Indians, and everything.
It's fast-paced, funny, but it does have a lot of heart to it. You know what? Forget it. Why should I help anybody? What's anybody ever done for me?
It uses a lot of imagination. It kind of takes you back to that feeling of it, kind of have that lighthearted exploration of the story.
The set is abstract. A lot of the props are abstract. A lot of the actors are abstract.
Or I'm not. Or I'm not. What am I?
We break the fourth wall a lot and we engage the audience, and it's playful in its nature.
It's got music in it, it's got dancing, a little bit of everything. I think it's for everyone.
Stars from above, it gave us necks, it gave us pets, was not to love.
It's for adults and kids. There's a lot of humor that the kids won't get, but that's okay.
And in this corner, sporting his famous flavor saver since the tender age of 10, and the most famous pirate on the pipe, the Black Star.
Yes! You should come see this show for a good time, for your inner child.
Everybody has that feeling of nostalgia where they want to be a kid, they want to have fun.
It's about the value of family and the value of growing up as opposed to remaining a kid forever.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a familiar story to a lot of people, but in a take that they haven't seen before.
A little swash, a bit of buckle, you'd love it more than bread.
If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right.
Safely home.
There are many different roads to getting involved in New Bern Civic Theater. Some of us auditioned, some of us were pulled in, grabbed in from the street, and some people, like our next person, were almost blackmailed into being in this. Presenting the Musical Achievement Award, I'd like to present a very good friend of mine, just don't tell him that, Tyler Griffin.
I'm going to do this one a little differently. So, when Keith asked me to give this, I actually didn't think I was going to be here. But when he told me who it was going to, I called Royal Caribbean and I said, you got to give me a couple more days. So to give you a little backstory, about a year and a half ago, Keith came up to me and he said, Tyler, I'm going to ask you a question. I know the answer is going to be no, but I'm going to ask anyways. Will you music direct Sweeney Todd?
Yeah.
And I, of course, said, no. And I did what I normally do when people ask me to do things. I tell them to get Tim Maddox to do it. Well, Tim also told him no. You know, he's busy. So, then Keith came back to me and he said, Tyler, I'm going to cash in all of my best friend favors for the year right now. You're going to music direct Sweeney Todd, and we'll do it however you need to do it. And I said, well, I can't argue with that. So I told him I'd give him 3 weeks, but I can't guarantee any more time with that because of other contracts going on. I also told him I need someone to assist, because it's a beast of a score, and someone will need to keep it clean while I'm gone. And he said, I already have the perfect person in mind. Fast forward to January of last year, enter Sarah Heminger. I saw her audition. Sorry, I already gave her a word. I saw her audition tape and I knew immediately, this girl knows what the hell she is doing. Little did I know, I had only scratched the surface. So for a little reference, Sweeney Todd is widely considered one of the most difficult scores in the musical theater canon. It's vocally demanding, it's practically an opera, it's 2 hours of solid singing with little to no dialogue, and it's next to impossible to read. And you can ask any of the cast, and I'm sure they would agree with you. So, to speed along the teaching process, Sarah and I split up the group and taught in sections. I also had her run warm-ups a lot of the nights. At the end of our music boot camp, we put our groups back together, and they really were stunning. It sounded stunning. And I knew Sarah would pull it out. I mean, she has her degree in music, she's an amazing vocalist, and she can play the piano. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah, what? You don't play the piano?
That's rude.
I just assumed she did. So, how does she teach all those voice parts? Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah taught Sweeney Todd sometimes 6 different voice parts in one of the hardest scores in history from memory. Yes, Sarah is a freak of nature. And in my biased opinion, co-music directed one of the best sounding shows New Bern Civic Theater has ever done. And she made the cast sound like it was easy. And with that, the New Bern Civic Theater's Outstanding Musical Achievement Award goes to my friend and one of my favorite collaborators both here and professionally, Sarah Heminger.
Because I'm not supposed to get awards, I'm just supposed to be here and looking pretty. I want to thank my cast, Tyler, Keith, Meredith, who is 90% of the reason why Keith knew, Keith was with me when I did Sweeney Todd the first time. That's how I had the whole thing memorized. But I think the person that I really want to thank, who I thought I saw here, is Willie Sumner. Because he was the first person to show me Sweeney Todd. He got me into musical theater, and without him, I wouldn't be doing any of this. So, Mr. Sumner, he's the man. Thanks so much.
That brings us to our November show. We took on a classic. Some people love it, Some people hate it. It's based on the literary classic Pygmalion. Come onto the stage as the director is indicating. I can kind of see under the layer of my glasses. We had a blast. We had a fantastic director. We had a fantastic choreographer that made the dances look so easy. We had a fantastic music director that made learning the songs a blast as well. Neil Oliver directing, choreographing. Lord have mercy, don't hate me. Where is he? I lost him. There you are, Jordan Amber. I need a space. And then musically directed by John Bell. I present you the cast of Prosperity. Every two and here is everyone should be here is here. What's a smashing, positively dashing spectacle, the ascot opening day. As the gates of all the horses waiting for the queue to fly away. What a gripping, absolutely ripping moment at the ascot opening day. Now, to present our performer of the year, can I welcome back to the stage Jordan Amber and Neil Oliver.
Hey, candies!
Hi. So we're here to present the Performer of the Year Award.
Oh, that.
Guess which show it's going to come from. So as a director, and a director as well, there are performers who are so wonderful to work with. They come in, they're prepared, they do their homework, they take direction well, you can work with them and you can mold them, and they're beautiful people to have. This is not that person.
This person is so incredibly irritating because they take it upon themselves to go above and beyond and make our job as directors far too easy.
Not appreciated at all. Even with a 3-week-ish hurricane break, we had a little Florence party and lost about 3 weeks of our rehearsals. This person still came prepared and was an anchor for our cast.
This person's passion, personality, and professionalism grounded our cast and also helped us soar to new heights together.
As she leapt from the second step of about an 8-foot-high platform in the middle of a song with an umbrella as a sword, as I recall.
Yes, I do believe that is what it was.
Her. So we would like to present this award to Miss
Jessica Braun!
Wow, I spent 4 years at ECU learning how to just start this craft of musical theater and just perform, basically. And my senior year, I felt the Lord telling me as I was praying for next steps, He said, surrender a season to me. And I was like, okay, so like how long? 3 months, 6 months, like a year, like what you saying? And but like I love the Lord and I trust Him, and so I said yes. And it was hard, don't get me wrong, but I said yes. So He led me, not to New York, like I maybe thought, He led me to New Bern. And I was like, God, you have the wrong New. But I came here and I fell in love with my job. I work at Temple Church, and I started to get to explore this whole different side of myself and just so many other passions that I knew I had, but I hadn't got to work full time in yet. But my love of performing, I was just like, Jesus, I want to be able to use this and just, I need something. And so it was really a gift to have My Fair Lady, of all shows, just one of my dream roles be happening in the fall of 2018, the year that I'm living in New Bern, North Carolina, to have this role and have this opportunity and to just be welcomed so fully into this family. I had no idea. I didn't even know if I was going to audition. I didn't know how the theater community was here. Sometimes community theater can be cliquey, you know, you hear of that. That is not the case here. This has been the most welcoming family, and I'm just so grateful to everyone in this room who has welcomed me with open arms. And I'm just really grateful for this opportunity. So thank you, Jesus. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
All night. What have you been doing? Yes.
Okay, so we have time, so I'm going to mention this. So the first year that I hosted the gala, you know where I'm going with this, it was me and Chad, and we came up with all these great ideas and things to do and incorporating people and everything like that. And then by the time we did about the 2.5 hour mark, we realized we need to start cutting stuff. And it still ended up being a 3-hour show that first year. So each year we've taken it upon ourselves to not be so long-winded, you know. We got food and dancing to go to. Each year it's gotten shorter and shorter.
You're welcome.
And nothing. I'll come up with something later. I'll call you at 2 a.m.
That's
fine. Blow your mind. All right. We started a couple minutes late. Guys, it's 8:45. We've only been doing this for about an hour, 40 minutes. Okay, so that was 2018, our 50th anniversary. I know. We should do more this year. We have more time to fill. We need 15 more minutes of gala stuff, Angelina. Okay. But we have already full throttle into our 51st season. We've already done the amazing You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
And you have Miss Evers' voice directly.
Come and see Miss Everboys and spread the word on it there. It is a smaller show, but it is a powerhouse show full of powerhouse players. So spread the word. Let's make those theaters look like they are right now and let the response that those actors feel be just as great as the response y'all have given this evening. So what do we got now?
Now, too soon for bed.
Too soon
Hands
for bed.
up!
Too soon for bed.
No. There are children present.
I don't think I heard what he said. Now I think I know.
I'm hoping I heard that correctly.
Okay.
Even if I hope it was wrong.
Right.
I believe they have food, music.
Music.
You mentioned dancing?
Well, that's up to them.
Okay.
That's up to them.
Did you feel like it?
Yes.
Obviously that's not here.
No, that's going to be at the Omarks building.
If you don't know where that is, follow the crowd.
Follow somebody.
That's the best advice I know to give you.
Okay.
Because everybody's about to head there pretty quick, right? Who's heading there? Because you've seen me. I have no idea who you people are right now. You could be anybody. No idea. Bright lights, nothing.
I think we're done. Good night.
Are we dragging